When you walk into the courtroom, the administrative law judge already has your complete file. They have the MRI reports, the blood tests, and the exact names of your medical conditions, from severe arthritis to clinical depression. But having a severe diagnosis does not automatically qualify you for disability. The judge is looking for the answer to one very specific question. Why do these medical conditions prevent you from completing a typical work week, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week? To answer that successfully, you need to prepare. Grab a pen and a blank piece of paper. Over the next 5 minutes, we are going to build a personalized functional evidence script for your hearing. This split screen shows the mindset shift you have to make today. On the left is doctor talk. This focuses on medical names, anatomy, and pain scales from 1 to 10. On the right is judge talk. This focuses entirely on time, physical space, and what your body or mind will not allow you to do during a workday. You cannot win a disability case by simply reciting your pain levels. You have to translate those physical complaints into strict, measurable limitations that prove you are unable to sustain full-time employment. Look at this notepad. I want you to draw 3 lines down your paper and write these exact headers across the top: trigger, limit, and recovery. The trigger is the specific physical or mental activity that brings on your symptom. Every limitation starts with a physical action. The limit defines exactly how long you can perform that action, how heavy of an object you can move, or how far you can travel before your body forces you to stop. Finally, this flowchart ends with recovery. This is the precise physical action you must take to get your baseline back, and the exact amount of time that recovery requires. Claimants often answer questions with a phrase like, "I can't stand for very long." That statement fails to fit into our framework. Very long is entirely subjective and gives the judge nothing concrete to evaluate. Let's apply the rule. Instead, you say, "If I stand at the kitchen sink to wash dishes, I get a sharp shooting pain in my lower back after 10 to 15 minutes, and I have to sit down in a chair for 20 minutes before the pain stops." By structuring your answer this way, you provide the judge with clear, measurable boundaries. They can visualize the timeline of your pain and understand exactly how it interrupts a task. Now write down the 5 key areas the judge will ask about during your hearing: sitting, standing and walking, lifting and carrying, reaching and fine motor skills, and medication side effects. Take a moment to pause the video. Draft a 3-part answer for how long you can sit in a hard office chair before needing to shift your weight, and how long you can stand in one place. When evaluating your lifting and carrying capacity, look at this image. Do not talk about abstract gym weights. Tell the judge if you can pick up a 1-gallon jug of milk, which weighs 8 pounds, or a 10-pound bag of potatoes, and whether you need one hand or both. Next, detail your reaching and fine motor skills. Explain if you experience pain reaching overhead for a high shelf, or if you struggle to use your fingers to pick up small daily objects like coins or keys. Document the side effects of your prescriptions. If your pain medication causes brain fog, dizziness, or requires you to take frequent, unscheduled trips to the bathroom, write down exactly how often that happens. Tying your limitations to real household chores gives the judge relatable reference points. Everyone knows exactly how much effort it takes to button a dress shirt or pump gas. This 3-part rule also maps perfectly to mental health limits. A statement like, "My depression makes it hard to focus," is vague. We need to define the trigger, the limit, and the recovery. A specific answer sounds like this: "If I try to watch a 30-minute TV show or read a magazine, my mind wanders after 5 minutes, and I have to reread the same paragraph multiple times to understand it." As you finalize your answers, you must follow a few strict rules on hearing day. First, do not tough it out. Be completely honest about your worst struggles. Pride has no place in a disability hearing. Second, tell the truth precisely. Look at this slider. If you can set for 20 minutes, say 20 minutes. If you claim you can set for 0 minutes, the judge will assume you are exaggerating out of desperation, and your credibility will drop. Finally, always explain the consequence of pushing through the pain. If you manage to force yourself to mow the lawn for 20 minutes, tell the judge if doing so leaves you bedridden for 2 days. Demonstrating the severe aftermath of an activity proves that your brief moments of exertion come at a heavy physical cost, protecting your claims from being dismissed as minor inconveniences. Look at the paper you have in front of you. You now have a custom script filled with specific triggers, limits, and recovery times for your most restrictive symptoms. Before your hearing day arrives, sit down with a friend and practice reading these answers out loud so the three-part rule feels natural. By leaving the medical jargon to your doctors and speaking in functional terms, you give the judge the exact workday data they need to approve your claim. You have documented your physical reality on paper. Now you know exactly how to speak the judge's language.